parents took us on a surprise trip, did not expect it to end with us getting a puppy. Best day ever? So this happened a few years ago when I was about 8. My parents told my little sister and me that we were going on a surprise trip, but they wouldn't tell us where. Naturally, we were freaking out with excitement the entire car ride. My sister Emily, who was 6 at the time, was throwing out the most random guesses. Are we going to Disneyland? Are we getting a unicorn? Spoiler alert, we were not getting a unicorn. After what felt like forever, our van finally pulls up in front of this small house. And the first thing we notice? Snow. So much snow. The driveway was practically gone under it, but we weren't about to let that stop us. Dad asked me to hand him the leash, collar, and camera from the floor, and that's when my tiny brain started to connect the dots. Were we getting a dog? We step out of the van, and bam, the cold air smacks us in the face. But we don't even care because we're too busy carefully running to the front door, trying not to wipe out on the ice. Dad knocks, and after a few seconds, the door swings open. A woman named Sandy greets us, and the first thing that hits us is the smell of animals. And not just one or two, there were cats everywhere. Sandy leads us downstairs, and the second she opens the basement door, we hear it. Puppies. Barking puppies. My sister and I share this look like, oh my God, this is really happening. And when we finally step inside, there they are, 15 tiny golden retriever puppies in a play area, all wearing little ribbons around their necks. I'm pretty sure my soul left my body at that moment.
Sandy picks up one of the puppies, the one with a red ribbon with white dots, and asks us what we want to name him. Without missing a beat, I say, Dudley. It was the perfect name. Mom takes him in her arms, and he just snuggles right into her like he already knows he's coming home with us. My sister and I are dying from the cuteness, but trying so hard not to overwhelm him. We take turns petting him while Dad snaps a million pictures. At one point, Mom puts Dudley down, and he waddles over to a cot. We watch as he tries to climb up, only for his tiny body to immediately fall into a small hole in the fabric. We lost it. Emily and I were laughing so hard as we pulled him out like, buddy, you good? He was fine, totally unbothered. Then Dudley decides to introduce himself to one of the other dogs in a crate. Bad idea. The second he gets close, the dog starts barking like, hey, this is MY space. Sandy calms the dog down and guides Dudley away, and my sister takes her turn holding him. Again, Dad is there, documenting every single second with his camera. Eventually, it's time to make it official. Dad and Sandy go over the adoption papers while Sandy gives me a little goodie bag. Inside, a tiny orange stuffed bone. I hand it to Dudley, and he starts sniffing it before zeroing in on the tag. He starts chewing on it like it's the best thing ever, and I'm like, hang on, dude, and cut it off for him. I immediately loses interest. Typical. Once Dad signs the last form, Mom picks up Dudley, and we head to the front door. Dad puts his new red collar on him, clips on the leash, and carries him outside. It's freezing, but at this point, we're all just buzzing with excitement. Dad sits in the van with Dudley on his lap, wrapping him in this little brown and blue blanket. Almost instantly, Dudley starts dozing off. Absolute baby.
Mom takes a few more pictures, and Emily and I reach over for one last pet before we buckle in. As we pull out of the driveway, I realize we actually did it. We got a dog. And at that moment, everything felt perfect. Dudley, if you're somehow reading this, you were the best boy.